Hi guys, I'm Guyane, and today I'm going to show you how to make your own face serum. And it's going to be all natural, so it's just going to be essential oils, and it's going to be carrier oils, and this is what you will need. You will need some of these glass jars. These are the 1 ounce ones. They're typically between $1 and $3. I just got the little 1 ounce ones because I don't want to make too much. Since it is organic, they do tend to go bad faster, so you want to make as much as you're going to use. So basically you're going to need 2 types of oil, and you can get different ones from each type. There are the carrier oils and the essential oils. I kind of just picked out what I like, whatever I was drawn to, and you can definitely pick out your own. So I got some grapeseed oil. And then I got some avocado oil. I also have some apricot kernel oil. These are my carrier oils. And then I have some sweet almond oil, jojoba oil, which I love. And then I also have some rosehip oil. I love this one. This one really helps with cell regeneration. So I'm excited to use this. And by the way, I'm a makeup artist. I've been a makeup artist out of LA for about 10 years now. And as you can tell, I'm not wearing much. Especially on my skin, I'm not wearing anything. Because I felt like if I had a full face of makeup on and I'm teaching you how to make your own natural face moisturizer or serum, you might think that it's the makeup that's making my skin look good, but it's actually these oils. They really have helped a lot. Before I've used everything. I mean, my favorite cleanser out of the stores is the Fresh Soy Face Cleanser, but I have not to this day in 10 years found a moisturizer that will not clog my pores. So I decided to make my own. I was really frustrated with whatever I was buying because I was spending money and I was unhappy with the results. So that's what made me go into do my own little research about skincare and what's good for your skin and what's not. And I found that personally store-bought moisturizers most of the time have way too many fillers in there, and those are just extra things that are not really absorbing into your skin, and they're not natural, so it just kind of sits there and clogs your pores. So I felt like, what is good in a moisturizer that helps actually to moisturize? And it was mostly the oils. And I have oily skin, by the way, so I feel that the oils have been the best thing yet. And I've been using the oil cleanser and serum for about a week now, and my skin actually looks pretty good. This is it without any makeup, so I'm not too bad. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. You need to mix the essential oils with the carrier oils, because the carrier oils are going to help to kind of dilute the essential oils. Otherwise, the essential oils might be a little bit too harsh, and it's going to help to deliver that into your skin better. So I always say, whatever your heart is drawn to, pick those. There is no right or wrong way to do it. As far as oils, I mean, I just kind of, when I went online to purchase the oils, I just bought the ones that my eyes were drawn to and the ones that I felt like would help me. Now, some people do use little spoons and stuff to measure things and little funnels, but I feel like that just gets kind of messy. And I'm kind of a type of person that likes to wing stuff, so just use your imagination. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to take my little jar, and I'm going to start with one of my carrier oils. So I'm going to start with the grapeseed oil. I love the grapeseed oil because it's not too oily on my skin, and it really does moisturize really well. And so I'm going to just fill this little jar about halfway. This is a 1 ounce jar, by the way, so I'm just going to fill it not even halfway, just about till there. So you can kind of see where it is. Okay, now I'm going to take my next carrier oil, and I'm going to use, and by the way, I like these jars that are a little bit darker because it helps to protect the oil, and it helps to keep it fresh. So next I'm going to take some apricot kernel oil. And I'm going to pour just about, like, count to like 5 and you're good. Okay, that's good. So the base of it is the carrier oils, and you're going to put a lot less of the essential oils because those, if you use too much, it's not going to be good. It's going to dry you out a little bit. So I wouldn't use too much of that. So next I'm going to do a little bit of the avocado oil. Avocado oil is really good for hydration. It really does hydrate nicely. I just love how my skin feels when I use these moisturizers at night. In the morning, oh my gosh, my skin feels like a baby's bottom. So next I'm going to use sweet almond oil. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, so I'm just going to pour like a little bit more. So my jar is, and sweet almond oil is really nice for hydration too. It has really amazing qualities, and the reason why I'm more drawn to the natural stuff is because I just feel like when you look at nature and plants and trees and stuff, like trees live much longer than people. So maybe it's the vitamins inside of them that helps them heal themselves and last longer than people do. So to me, I don't know, I just feel so small next to nature, and who are we to question nature, right? Nature's been here way longer than us. So if anything, I trust the healing properties of nature way more than I trust the silicones that are in the moisturizers at the store. So that's just my opinion. But from just using it, honestly, I've been in the cosmetics industry for 10 years. So I really have tried pretty much everything. And even though they tell you that it's not going to clog your pores and that it's going to help you and make you look younger, it just hasn't done that for me. So I felt like I needed to do it myself. So next I'm going to use some jojoba oil. And I would say that out of all the oils that I purchased, I think that this one was the most expensive. And it was like around $11, which is not that much considering that the moisturizers at the store are like $60, and they really don't do anything, because if you read the ingredients, the stuff that actually helps your skin is towards the end of the list, and there isn't very much of it in there. The first few things are usually silicone, different types of silicone. So, and they say that that's good for your skin or that doesn't clog your pores, but personally, from experience, I just know that it does. So I steer clear of that. Okay, so next jojoba oil. And by the way, my glass is up to here now. So I'm not going to put too much more carrier oils. We're almost done with the carrier oils. Okay, so, and you also need a paper towel just in case you get a little messy. But you shouldn't. It stays pretty clean actually, unless you use the funnel, which it kind of gets messy if you do use the funnel. So by the way, you can see my little station here. I just have like little wax paper, and I'm just pouring it right in there. And so yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay, so next I'm going to take a little bit, I'm going to start with my essential oils. So I'm going to start with lavender, because that's really good for oily skin. And these all have antiseptic and antibacterial properties. So, and they're natural. So it's not like alcohol. It's like natural alcohol. I'm going to just put like 8 drops or 9 drops. I love the lavender. It's so yummy. Okay, so I'm going to close this one. Next essential oil I'm going to use is, one of my favorites is actually tea tree oil. And it's funny because a couple years ago, I just purchased this just because I was drawn to it, and I would dilute it with water and use it, and it would still help my skin, but not as much, and I felt like it was a little bit drying. And now that I have done some homework on oils, I understand why, because you need a carrier oil in order to use it so that your skin doesn't get dry. So, okay, so next I'm going to put like about 8 drops of the tea tree oil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, maybe like 10. Okay, that's enough. Okay, so we're gonna close this one and we're gonna move on to the next oil. So one of my other favorites is eucalyptus. I love this one just because it just has really nice antiseptic and antibacterial properties. And if you ever break out or anything, this is going to help a lot with that. And by the way I apply this onto my face is I take the little dropper and I just put like a couple drops of it on a cotton pad, and then I go in circular motions all over my face, kind of upwards. And that also helps to polish and to kind of exfoliate. So it's really like getting in there and exfoliating, and I just love that. Next, I'm going to use a little bit of rosewood. This one's really nice too. I'm not even sure what some of these do, but I just know that they make my skin look amazing the next day. So I'm addicted. Okay, so here is the rosewood. I'm putting like about 8 to 10 drops. I feel like if you do too much of the essential oils, it's gonna dry your skin out a bit. So I wouldn't use too much of it. And my last one, I'm just gonna use, this is rosehip oil. This is more of a carrier oil. I love this because, by the way, most of my carrier oils have a little, like, well, some of them do. They have vitamin E. For example, this one does. The rosehip oil does have vitamin E, and then my grapeseed oil also has vitamin E. And generally, that helps to keep the product fresh longer. So I'm really excited about this. Okay, so for the rosehip oil, I'm just gonna put like 4 or 5 pumps. Okay, so now that I got that in there, I'm gonna put the dropper back in. I'm gonna close it, and there's just about that much room left. So maybe I should have done a little bit less, but I'll use it. I love this stuff. So I'm just gonna shake it a little bit, and that's it. It's ready to go. I'm really excited to use this, and I hope that you love it as well.